Welcome to Bago Replay, the weekly show to bring you up to date with the latest news and reviews from BagoGames. Up first, Avalanche Software say that the Wii U dev kits are collecting dust, with a recent announcement from EA that their Frostbite engine does not work cohesively with the Wii U, and their appearance of dropping out Nintendo altogether. There's another third-party publisher that's joined the ranks, Avalanche Software. Forecasting ahead, Avalanche Software sees that there is no more to gain on preparing themselves for the powerful PS4 and upcoming Xbox, and that there is little to be said with the Wii U. Nintendo is hoping to garner more third-party support at its small hands-on gathering for the media at their booth, which will open an hour before the official E3 convention begins. I think in the end it's a shame to see that the Wii U isn't getting the attention it needs, but unfortunately with the release date that they put just before the next generation from Xbox and PS4, I don't think many development companies were focusing on it as much as they would have if they did it around the same time. Now, secondly, the Ouya retail launch has been pushed back to June 25th. It's been announced that the Ouya system will have its retail launch pushed back from June 4th to June 25th in order for more systems to be made and meet the overwhelming demand. Ouya had this to say: "We've been shipping our early backers their units, gearing up for the official launch in June. The demand we're seeing from the gamers and our retailers is beyond our expectations, so with all this demand, we're shifting our launch date by 3 weeks to give us more time to make more Ouyas." I think it's great to see an underdog have a stab at the new market. With the new consoles coming out, it's a great time to intercept and see if they can put some influence on what happens within the next generation of consoles. Next up, Sony have said that the PlayStation 4 was never going to be only online. After what seemed like years of rumours and speculation and gossip, Sony has now emerged that the online-only PS4 was never even considered, let alone discussed by the company. While speaking to Game Informer, Shenhei Yoshida, president of Sony Worldwide Studios, made a confirmation. "Did we consider it? No, we didn't consider it." The president continued, "The main reason being that the countries don't have the robust internet connections. It makes sense for people to have internet connections to play online games, but for offline games there are many countries that we saw do not really have robust internet." For once I think Sony is backing their fans, which is great to see. The opinion of other people being input into the new consoles is vital for their success. Next up, the creator of Assassin's Creed and Ubisoft have parted ways again. After the burial of THQ, Assassin's Creed creator and game designer Patrice Désilets and his unannounced title 1666 went to Ubisoft, with the fate of both to be determined. Today we now know the outcome of the relationship between Désilets and Ubisoft, with one claiming to be fired and the other claiming to be a departure. In a statement provided by Ubisoft, the company stated that the discussions between them and Désilets were inconclusive. The acquisition of THQ Montreal in January allowed Ubisoft to welcome 170 experienced developers, including Patrice Désilets, to our existing and renowned workforce. Unfortunately, since the acquisition, the good faith discussions between Patrice and Ubisoft aimed at aligning Patrice's and Ubisoft Studios' visions have been inconclusive. As a result, Patrice has left the studio. Our priorities remain with the teams already hard at work at the projects in development. They are a root of Ubisoft Montreal's past and future successes. However, when speaking to Polygon, Désilets had something else to say that didn't match up with Ubisoft's statements. "Contrary to any statements made earlier today, this morning I was terminated by Ubisoft," said Désilets. "I was notified of this termination in person, handed a termination notice, and was unceremoniously escorted out of the building by 2 guards without being able to say goodbye to my team or collect my personal belongings. This was not my decision. Ubisoft's actions are baseless and without merit, and I intend to fight vigorously for my rights, for my team, and for my game." I wasn't really going to buy Black Flag anyway. Despite the fact that I was much into the Assassin's Creed franchise before, I felt as though it lost its way in number 3. I think it's disgusting to see Ubisoft treat a member of staff this way, and I think their actions reflect the type of game we can expect to see in Black Flag. Forget Xbox 720, next Xbox and Xbox, the next Xbox is Infinity. That hurt your head, didn't it? As we get closer to Microsoft finally revealing their next console on the 21st of May, we're as sure as anything to get leaks and spills from the corners of the internet with regards to any nitty and gritty details on the next console to try and convince us to give it a home. Like many, we referred to the next Xbox in many ways. Xbox 720, next Xbox, and simply Xbox have been typed, spoken and argued about for many months now, but the latest report to be published claims that the next Xbox console will be called Infinity. The news emerges after the International Business Times spoke to its sources, which claimed sources related to the development of the next Xbox have been confirmed in IB Times UK that the console will be called Infinity. Now I think it's great to see the next Xbox not get called 720, it seems a bit mediocre. I remember back, however, that the PS4 was called PlayStation Orbis, so for all we know this could be a sack of lies. But either way, it's going to be great to see what they have on the 21st of May. Now, on to this week's reviews. Fernando reviewed Black Rock Shooter on PSP. He gave it a good score of 3.3 out of 5 with this summary. Despite the poor storytelling of Black Rock Shooter, the game is still fun and addictive gameplay experience. The aliens are creatively designed, and despite the lack of immersion, there is still some fun to take from this game. With challenges to complete and upgradable skills, this game has several things to keep you busy. Black Rock Shooter the game is a great portable experience, but I'd recommend it for those seeking a fun gaming experience and not an overly engaging story. Well, that's it for this week's replay. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and subscribe to this channel to stay up to date with the latest news and reviews. I'm the Ghost Operation, and I'll see you next time. This week we're asking our viewers, what do you think about the next Assassin's Creed game now that the original creator's been fired? Will it be better or worse?